So first we got Kingsman, the Secret Service. Now we have Spy. Then we'll get Mission Impossible, Rogue Nation. Then we'll get The Man from UNCLE, The Man from U.N.C.L.E. And lastly, we'll get Spectre, the new James Bond movie. Is this the year for secret agent movies or what? Spy. In my opinion, it's okay. The story follows Susan Cooper, a desk-bound CIA analyst who volunteers to replace her field partner after he gets killed in action while investigating a lead. After being given a new name and a few toys, she gets sent undercover to prevent a global disaster. Let the mayhem ensue. When I heard this was being made, I got really excited because McCarthy is not only one of the most talented female actors working today, she's also just an inspiration for women out there who want to be actors. In this movie, she's working with the likes of Jude Law, Jason Statham, and Rose Byrne, none of whom I would think to cast in a comedy, but I am always up for being surprised. One thing that did not surprise me is the quality of the movie. Feige has been making female-driven comedies for the last few years, and that's great. But beyond that female-driven aspect, he's not challenging himself as a filmmaker or testing the genre. He's staying in a safe zone, avoiding taking risks. But that does not mean that this film cannot be enjoyed, because it can. It just depends on who you ask. What I liked about this movie is how it made fun of the spy genre. It's very hard to properly make fun of anything, but Feige did a fine job. The biggest laughs for me came from the scenes between McCarthy and Statham. Despite not being a comedy actor, his performance combined with the dialogue and McCarthy as his scene partner makes me want to see him in more comedies. Where I think the film could have improved is the casting, believability, the humor, and the use of characters and gadgets. In a spy movie, it's very important to make good use of whatever gadgets you establish in the beginning of the film. If you don't, the audience will feel cheated. Long story short, I felt cheated. I also feel like Paul Feig did not get the most out of Jason Statham's talents. The man has serious action chops, and they're sadly never really used in this movie. So my question is, why treat a Ferrari like a lawnmower? You just don't do it. Concerning believability, there are certain moments that are rather eyebrow-raising. A good example is when Susan is trying to figure out who burned down a building. The first stranger she asks pulls out his phone and shows her a picture of the building ablaze with the man responsible in the photo. Well, isn't that convenient? Regarding the humor, there is quite a bit of profanity and violence engineered to make us laugh, and while some of it did work, most of it just came off as really sour and unappealing. Last but not least, there is the casting. The trick with comedy is not only coming up with a good joke, but finding the right person to deliver the joke. Because even if a joke is funny, not everyone can pull off the delivery. And just in case that phrasing does not make sense, I'll put it this way. Imagine something Louis C.K. might say. Now imagine Jerry Seinfeld saying that exact same thing. Doesn't really work. With all that in mind, I don't dislike either of them, but I don't think Jude Law or Rose Byrne were the right choices for their roles. The lines themselves were funny on occasion, but them saying it didn't work. I think overall, if you're looking for a one-watch fun time, this is not a bad choice, but there are better spy comedies out there. I give Spy 2.5 out of 5 stars. Thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it. Have an awesome day.